What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Bimmer Barn. Today I bought a box of N54 parts and I have 6 injectors that could be good, could be bad, and we're going to be testing them out today on my 335i because I want to make sure the car runs perfectly on all 6 cylinders before we start investing thousands of dollars potentially into parts as we start the 335i wagon build. So let's go ahead and see what we got inside this box of goodies and try to get the car started. Now here is a box that I was able to buy off of Facebook Marketplace for $100, and inside the box we've just got some spare N54 parts. So let's go ahead and unbox it and see what we got. So here it is. We've got 6 injectors, we'll look at those in a second, some fuel lines with a pressure sensor for the high pressure fuel system, Vanos solenoids, a PCV piece right here, and then a couple of camshaft and maybe crankshaft position sensors. Now the injectors here, if I show you from the top, you'll see that definitely 2 of them look different than the rest, and that's because these 2 are index 04, and then you've got 09, 09, 09, and then an 05 injector all the way over here on the left. So my guess is that at least these 3 injectors should be good, and the guy who I bought these from said that probably one of the index 4 injectors was misfiring before these were taken out of an N54 car. So we're gonna go ahead and start with 2 of the index 09s. We're gonna install them in my 335 and see if we can get the car running properly. Alright, so now we can go ahead and reconnect our battery. And now we still have to code the injectors, so let's do that next.
Eventually.
And now with our injectors properly coded with the new values for number 3 and 4, we can go ahead and start the car up. And by the way, I did want to mention that we got the iDrive system working just using a junkyard radio that we purchased. Actually, it was something I didn't film, but I was able to source this with the help of a good friend, Mike. Shout out to Mike for helping me get that radio. And now the iDrive works, as well as the aux cord, which I was bumping on some tunes when I first tested it out. So that's great. And now hopefully we're going to start the car up and have all 6 cylinders. So let's do it. She's alive! Oh my gosh. Wow, that thing smokes up. Well, she runs on all 6 cylinders, it sounds like it, but there's like sort of a misfire at idle. So what I think we should do now is pull the car into the garage since it's running on all 6 cylinders, and let's give it a code scan and see exactly what might still be going on. And we should probably turn a fan on because this thing is smoking like a chimney. I don't know if you can see that, but there's literally smoke coming out of the engine bay through the top where the windshield is. So yeah, let's go ahead and scan the car. Maybe try to run it a little bit, but man, it just gets so smoky out here because of the turbos, I would guess. Probably the turbos that are just dumping oil. So we're gonna go ahead and do a scan with ISTA, and that should give us a full readout of all the modules and what faults they have, and hopefully from there we'll be able to tell which cylinder is misfiring, because it seems like it's still misfiring a little bit, but it could just be, you know, a mix of things. Honestly, it could be misfiring for a lot of reasons. So let's see which cylinder it is, and I also have some spark plugs that we could change out, so that might help us out in the long run. But all right, our scan is done. Let's go ahead and display the fault memory, and it looks like combustion misfire cylinders on 1, 2, 3, and 5. Some of these could be old. The fuel pump code, okay, and combustion on multiple cylinders. And it looks like that's it. So let's go ahead and delete this fault memory, and then we'll run the engine again and see where it's still misfiring. And of course, I'm not just going to tease you that the iDrive system works. It works great, guys. And now let's start the car up again. I don't really hear a misfire anymore, so that's good. But oh man, we're definitely yeah, we're definitely smoking. Oh my gosh, I don't think my fan can keep up. Look at how much it's smoking. More on one bank than the other. Looks like bank 2 is definitely smoking heavy. So I wonder if this is a classic case of failed turbos. And you know what, let's go ahead and check what's going on under the hood here. Oof. Big oof. Well, since we scanned it again, it doesn't look like we have any more misfire codes. It was definitely running a little weird there, I will agree with you guys, but it's not misfiring. It might just be the way that the exhaust is laid out, being that it doesn't have any mufflers anymore or an H pipe, which should cross the streams between bank 1 and 2 and make it sound a little smoother. So since it doesn't have that, that's probably why it sounds a little bit more farty. I hate to say it, but let's go ahead and maybe try taking the car for a drive now and see if it goes into boost and what codes would come with that. Choo choo, all aboard. Definitely smoking a little bit behind us, but let's see if this oil will clear out. Could just be from sitting for so long. Gosh. Absolute just smoke everywhere. It didn't really feel like it wanted to go into boost there. Alright, I guess we'll give it one more pull and then see what it does. This time I'll try to show you guys what's going on behind me. Definitely a little bit less smoke that time, although I'll say that the car is definitely making some noise from the front here. Seems like maybe a front wheel bearing, bushing, alignment, I'm not sure. It kind of feels like it doesn't want to drive straight, I don't know. So let's get this thing back home and give it a closer look here. It doesn't really drive that smooth. Well, we made some progress for today, that's for sure. We replaced the injectors and find that the car doesn't have any more misfires, although it is running a little bit rough. Part of that could be because the injectors are old, maybe the gas is old, actually probably because the gas is old. The spark plugs could be bad as well, and we're going to replace those in an upcoming episode. But after driving it around and really revving it on all 6 cylinders, we can tell that there's some oiling problems. I checked the oil level's good. But it looks like we might have some failed turbos on our hands. And I say that for multiple reasons, because the turbos not only are smoking a ton, but also the car is very slow to build boost, and I feel like it could be a result of the turbos being bad, or it might just be that intercooler, which is totally bent out of shape. It could be a boost leak that the car doesn't yet realize because we haven't really driven it hard. But I do have a coolant level warning going on, so I don't want to drive it much more while it's still hot and it doesn't have any coolant. So we're going to wait for it to cool down, probably put some coolant in it, change the valve cover, change the spark plugs, do all that work, and then take it for another drive and see where the car stands. If we have to replace the turbos, I'm not opposed to it. Maybe we'll do some upgraded ones, or maybe we'll just rebuild them like we did on our previous 335i build. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Be sure to leave a like down below. Comment what you think the oil issue is. I'm pretty sure it's the turbos. I think you'll agree with me. And subscribe to the channel if you're new and you haven't yet. As always, I hope everyone has an awesome day, and we'll see you next time.